This horror story is about Mr. Poor, who shared his chilling real-life experience from Sisaket province, Thailand. A night that began with laughter and ended in death. It was more than a decade ago, in the rural province of Sisaket. The night fell faster there, the kind of darkness that swallows sound. A group of 10 young men gathered under a raised wooden house to celebrate. Among them was Mr. Poor, 21 years old, who had returned home to face the duty of every Thai man, the military draft. They chose the house of Mr. A's relatives, just outside the town. The house stood alone, lifted on stilts, its ground floor open and bare. From there, one could see the endless stretch of fields, the occasional barking of dogs breaking the night's silence. By early evening, the drinking had begun beneath the house. The laughter was genuine, old friends reunited, liquor pouring, stories retold. But as the clock moved past 10 p.m., the mood grew looser, wilder. The sound of crickets filled the pauses between jokes. Half drunk and curious, Mr. Poor asked Mr. A who the owner of the house was. Mr. A answered vaguely that it was fine to stay there. His relatives were away. But another friend, Mr. X, who was already heavily intoxicated, kept pressing. He wanted to know the truth. At last, Mr. A sighed and told the story. The owners had once been a small family, a father, a mother, and their little boy. They had all drowned together years ago at a nearby dam. The story went that one afternoon, while rowing in the middle of the dam, the little boy had fallen into the water. The father immediately jumped in to save him. The mother, panicked and unable to swim, leapt in after them. The father reached for his son, but the mother's grasp pulled them both under. All three disappeared beneath the surface before anyone could help. Rescue teams found the bodies later, huddled close together as if the family had refused to let go, even in death. Since then, the house had remained empty. Neighbors whispered about seeing figures standing by the window after sunset, sometimes a woman, sometimes a man, both staring silently outward. The table fell quiet after the story. No one spoke for several moments. Then, as if the silence offended him, Mr. X slammed his cup down and laughed. "Come on, ghosts, if they're real, tell them to show up. I dare you, come see me tonight." The group tried to brush it off. Mr. Poor and Mr. A exchanged uneasy looks, but said nothing. The night deepened. The bottles emptied. Around 1 a.m., Mr. X announced he was too drunk to stay awake and went upstairs to sleep, alone. The others stayed below, talking softly until fatigue claimed them one by one. Eventually, Mr. Poor led the way up, using the weak light from his phone. The moment they opened the door, the laughter that had once filled the air was gone, replaced by gasps and a single shout. Mr. X sat crouched in the corner of the room, arms wrapped around his knees, face buried, trembling violently. He didn't speak. His entire body shook as if gripped by something unseen. The friends rushed to him, helped him to lie down and tried to calm him. Even after lying down, his eyes darted around, terrified. They stayed near him until exhaustion won again. When dawn broke, April 5th, Mr. Poor awoke first. The bed where Mr. X had lain was empty. They searched everywhere, the yard, the kitchen, the nearby house, but found nothing. Finally, they assumed he must have gone home early. A call to his mother confirmed it. Mr. X had returned and was sleeping. The next evening, April 6th, the group gathered again, missing their friend, but assuming all was well, until Mr. A's phone rang. It was Mr. X's mother, her voice trembling. She said her son was not himself. He sat in his room all day, hugging his knees in the corner, muttering over and over, "I'm scared, I'm scared." If anyone approached, he screamed and backed away, eyes wide with terror. The friends rushed to his house. What they saw turned their stomachs. Mr. X looked exactly as he had that night, shaking, hollow-eyed, whispering to himself. They took him to a temple, hoping for help from a respected monk. Before anyone could explain, the monk spoke first, his tone calm but cold. "Do you know what you've done? He has offended the dead, and they've taken him." They begged the monk to save their friend. A ritual began, chanting, holy water, incense smoke. For a time, Mr. X's breathing eased, his trembling stopped. He opened his eyes and even managed a faint smile. The friends thanked the monk and took him home, believing the nightmare was over. But the next morning, April 7th, the day of the draft, Mr. X didn't show up. When the ceremony ended, Mr. A called his mother again, half annoyed, half worried. The silence on the line lasted too long. Then she spoke. "He's dead." They drove to her house. What they saw inside would stay with them forever. Mr. X was lying on the floor, eyes open wide, mouth frozen in a scream, hands clenched so tightly that his nails had cut into his skin. His body was twisted, locked in terror. The doctor said his heart had stopped, likely from shock. His mother said that through the night, he kept repeating, I'm scared, until the words stopped. Only the silence remained. After the funeral, Mr. A and the others returned to the house where it began. They brought offerings, candles, and incense. On their knees, they apologized to the spirits and begged forgiveness for their arrogance. The air was still, and for the first time,